you can study here, but you can't live in here.
Well, they can. All of them can apply for the right to citizenship in Orania, definitely.
Citizenship?
The college in Orania don't believe in theory only, but rather practicals, because they believe that the children are the ones that will be able to build the future of Orania.
You have a college in Orania.
We identified the need to train our people in physical skills. Plumbing, electrical work, and masonry to build houses, and that's called skills. And that's why we started the college. In 2019 we had only 5 students, 2020 50, and now there's about 124. We're expecting more than 200 next year.
So this is more like a plumbing practical class?
Yes.
Wow.
So the first groups of students made everything, and now the second and third and fourth generation, they get to use everything the first guys built.
Their life becomes easier.
Yeah, these tables, they built it with the lecturers.
Wow.
I'm really impressed with the infrastructure development in Orania, because a town of about 3,000 people got their own airstrip, and every single road that you see in this town was actually built and financed by the people.
What do you do in Oran?
My responsibility is the growth of Orania. In other words, in Orania we don't get any money from the government. We are responsible to create our own economy and your own wealth. So my responsibility is to make sure where is the certain areas that needs to address, and then we address our areas. What we are doing, we have various projects. This is just an example of a few projects that we currently busy. If you just go outside, you'll see we're currently busy building this place, this building. So it's going to be a 3-story building. That's a building that's being built here, just next to us.
Okay. The question is, how will you fund a project like this?
Okay. What we do is we say there's 2 various companies.
Okay.
The one company is a company that's funding, but it must make commercial sense. And then other company rent it from that company, but it's 2 separate countries. So you must focus on your own business. We must make sure that Orania is growing. We are not in the...
okay.
So we rent this building from another company, and that company just make economic sense. In other words, yeah.
They've built their own health facilities, and each facility is equipped with ambulance. But if the case is beyond them, they will airlift you to the general hospital in South Africa.
The helipad, we have a helipad here that can be used during emergencies. We have situations where we needed a helipad to do recon around the area, but also if there are medical emergencies where people need to be moved to hospital, we can airdrop them, we can bring in the helipad. We also have the ambulance services that help us, so we can move people to hospitals if they need to.
Orania got its own bank, and what really shocks me to see that they trade in their own currency, popularly known as the Ora. The Ora, their local currency, is used within the community to keep the money circulating among residents.
Which one is the highest denomination?
So it's easy to distinguish from the rand. The 200 is the highest in value,
Okay.
and it goes all the way to 10 Ora. So you get the 200, 100, 50, 20, and 10, just like the rand currency.
So exchange rate?
Exchange rate is 1 to 1, so 1 rand is equal to 1 Ora. It's just to make administration quite easy, but the benefit of the Ora brings a few benefits to Orania.
So the people of Orania trade with Ora.
That's correct.
Will this be relevant when I step out of Orania?
No, because you can only spend it in Orania. That keeps the economy growing. It also makes it more safe to use, because there's not going to be robberies or or theft of the ora because you can only use it in Orania. And also it's a cultural emblem for our community.
So I just want to know, is it the same price like they sell it everywhere in the country?
Yes.
That's how it is?
Yes.
And how am I supposed to pay? Rands or Ora?
You can pay in Rand or in Ora.
Oh, you accept both currencies?
Yes.
That's impressive, man.
It's surprising to see that a town of about 3,000 people have their own manufacturing plant, to the extent that they manufacture things within this town and then sell it to the people out and within South Africa.
We produce here, we design and manufacture here, and then everything goes out with courier, and within a day or two is delivered to the customer's door address. And by doing that, we get customers that live elsewhere in South Africa to support an Iranian business.
So in order to build the economy of Orania, you have to export products that are made in here, and the money comes back here.
Absolutely, yes.
That's impressive, man.
Orania got their own local governance.
I think what is important of it is the fact that it's totally unique.
What makes it unique?
Well, there's no other such town council in South Africa. First, it's free of political parties. There's no political parties in Orania at all. All the people here representing the community are personally nominated and voted for. Secondly, we had a settlement with the South African government in the year 2000 about our status as a municipality, giving us the option to first make our own municipal bylaws as a local government, and secondly to have our own local taxes and levies, which we can use for the development of Orania. So no party politics, no salaries for the elected officials. Obviously the officials, the head engineer and the head of roads and those people, they get paid, but the elected officials do not get paid for their service to the community, and that's what makes it unique.
Is that Oranian flag?
This is our flag, yes, indeed.
Who is that? Who is this young man in there?
This young man is called the Little Giant.
The Little Giant.
Yeah, it symbolizes rolling up your sleeves to work. So, firstly, because of the fact that we're saying we as a culture, no one is coming to save us, no one is going to build a future for us. What we want to build, we'll have to roll up our sleeves and build ourselves. And secondly, the fact that we do our own work is also represented in that. Our goal, our mission here is to preserve our culture, to build something for our culture, to preserve our religion. The question, why can't a black person come here, is not the right question. It's more a question like a marriage between two people. It's an exclusive affair. Doesn't mean you're against anyone else. You take your wife, she's important to you.
Yep.
Or and in your wedding, in your marriage, you're exclusive. Doesn't mean it's not built on hate. It's built on love for our culture. We want to preserve our culture. We want to preserve our traditions, our faith, our language. These are the things that we want to preserve.
But someone might ask, if you want to preserve your culture, you're preserving your culture on a land that belongs to South Africans.
Well, that is whole nother debate. The land here we bought, we paid for it.
From who?
Well, at that stage we bought it from the previous owner, which was the government. Right?
But I don't think an African can leave Africa, go to Europe and say that we just bought this land and no one is allowed to come in.
My family came here in 1683. Right, my family arrived here. That is longer than American government official visited Orania a while back. And when I told him that fact, he said, well, that's way longer than my white family has been in America. I said, you guys are here in Africa longer than my people was in America.
Yeah.
So our name is Afrikaners, our language is Afrikaans. Right, so we feel part of this continent, and maybe people don't agree, but I don't have another home. Obviously I know that I have European roots.
Yeah.
400 years ago.
Yeah.
For 400 years my people have been here.
Yeah.
I love Africa. I don't want to live anyplace else. I feel a part of this continent. My language grew, obviously from Dutch, but it grew on this continent. This is the place where I feel at home, and I've been overseas. This is the only place that I feel at home, is Africa. So there's a bit of symbolism here. So all of these busts have been either thrown away elsewhere, or they've been either donated or thrown away. And we put them in a half circle back here to represent these men are part of our history.